Hello and welcome back to StarCraft. Today we're going to be jumping right into this week's weekly brawl, and this time we're going to be hitting really hard. We're going to be spawn camping the enemies with giant laser drills. And here we go. Let's go ahead and get these down. I've gone ahead and just joined this random lobby, and we've all chosen the Swan Commander for one reason. But first, let's go... Oh, look at it already. It's so beautiful. But first, let's go over the weekly mutations. First off, we have the Sap. Base structure attack speed is halved. That means this Death Incarnate cannon is it's only mostly Death Incarnate now. And next up we have Insight. The Fog of War is removed except for staging areas. So now we have this infinite range drill just reaching all the way into their spawn and just kind of eradicating their entire wave before they have a chance to do anything about it. Aren't we good people? Yes, notice we can see their spawn board, but we can't actually see what they're spawning on it. So you don't have to worry about that kind of thing. But the last mutation here is Brilliance. All upgrades are completed for free. Now, I'm going to go into this because I've had a lot of questions about this I've seen. It is only referring to the attack and armor upgrades, not the actual improvements you get here. These are not free, but all of our units now spawn with 3. That's plus 3 armor, plus 3 weapons. And now we're just going to kind of watch all the enemies just walk across the field under heavy laser fire. Isn't it great? They haven't even touched the middle yet. I'm going to build a Hellbat here just to go claim the middle bonus for ourselves. Well, it looks like teammate is going to do that for us. The Sentinels, Carrick Sentinels are quite strong. Fortunately, we have Goliaths with assistance of the laser drills. Oh, lasers are going elsewhere. Where are you going? Oh, you're focusing down Big Boy here, which means we're going to lose middle engagement. You know what? This is fine. My one Hellbat will spawn and walk across the open field unharmed and claim the middle bonus for a round. Also, I'm going straight to tier 3 because that's where my biggest units are. And normally, I'd have to worry about things like, you know, getting destroyed if I rush tier 3. That's not a problem because we have giant lasers. And it's great. Look at this poor Kerrigan hero unit. It doesn't even get an opportunity to hit my Hellbat as I just march across the field entirely unharmed. It's so nice. We definitely need to deal with these Zealots, though. These Sentinel Zealots are quite strong. Let me get one more refinery, and then I am going to start spawn... Ooh, let me go ahead and upgrade Laser Drill. I forgot to do that. I probably should have done that earlier. Upgraded all the way up to 50 damage per second, which is kind of a lot. There we go. Now those Zealots are just melting instantly. Very good. Let me put down my last defensive structure, and then we can start doing things like building actual units. And so there's a lot of good things here. With the Fog of War removed, things like siege tanks no longer have to rely on other units to see for them, because siege tanks can shoot further than they can actually see. But with no limit to the vision, they can now shoot as far as their maximum range at all times, which is what's about to happen here. Notice that these are within range of the turrets. Yeah, they're just going to kind of siege there forever until something comes and makes them stop, which is kind of hard to do when we have these giant lasers just obliterating everything. So let me go ahead and get a couple of siege tanks myself. There we go. And this science, you shouldn't science. You shouldn't. I can't spell. Shouldn't, because Carracks. That's not how you spell Carracks. But I can. I should be able to. Should I be able to? I think Red should be the one, because as I push into him, then Carracks will be spawning. I'll be cleaning up Carracks, and it'll be kind of rough for me to deal with, because if I try sciencing into Carracks, bad things happen, because Mirages destroy science vessels pretty well. But I should be able to do with everything else myself. Yeah, look at that. They're just gonna siege all the way out here. Ooh, that poor Ultralisk getting obliterated. Let's see. Yeah, Red should be able to science decently well. He's not had to deal with Mirages. And then the Mirages will spawn in a moment to come clean up my way. Yes. There we go. Now, unfortunately, I don't have much of a front line anymore to deal with all these Zealots, which is going to be very bad for my tanks here. But let me go ahead and start fixing that issue with some of these guys. I'm also going to get a Thor, because Thors have an AoE ability that kind of just stuns everything in front of them, which is really good, especially against units that like to revive. Why are you targeting the There's plenty of things up here to shoot. Actually, I'm not sad about the laser drills focusing something other than the mirages. When they focus the mirages, then then you're in a bad place. Let's go ahead and put you here. I should be able to fit one more on each side with some just straight hellbats in the middle. There's some mirages. My lord, look at them all. I'm kind of tempted to get a couple Ares just for the straight DPS to the aircraft. These poor ultras, they're trying so hard. They're so tanky, but I mean, you can only do so much against having everything drilled. Just giant laser drills. Yes. There we go. Go away, Ultra. And all of your abilities make them stop. Nice. Targeting. Ooh, Annihilator. If only that would ever be used. I'm gonna have fun with this one, I think, guys. Let's go ahead and get some more Thors out. Don't deal with all this. Yep, Zealots getting obliterated. It's so good. Now this is what Thors are good at, because they do extra damage versus lights, and they also deal splash damage in the air. So these mirages are gonna die slowly, but they'll die. He's actually got the upgrade on his Crooked Sam to make them invulnerable for a time and regenerate. That way they can live longer. It's not going to solve the problem of there being giant laser drills on the other side of the map, but, you know, it's a start. Let's see. These Ultralists actually are doing decently well just because they can survive a lot of laser drill time. So while one Ultralist slowly dies, well, to be fair, it's really not that slow. But while one Ultralist dies, the next one can come up. Let's go ahead and get the barrage cannons here. Get some regenerative life, and increase my siege tank damage. Yeah, that's fine. We can do the extra damage here. So it looks like we've just taken out their bunker. So I'm going to go ahead and get some gas here, because I expect we should be able to go into the end game a bit stronger than the enemies here, except for that Kerrigan. That Kerrigan's going to be a little bit of a concern. But I should be able to gas here and just start really laying out some more units. A lot. Much faster. I guess. Sure, why not? This looks like this might be a fast one. So we might be able to get a round 2 out of this. Because the Ultras here are the only thing holding us back from just washing over them. And I don't think these Ultras are going to last very long. In fact, let me just go ahead and keep getting some more siege tanks. As long as we have a front line that can hold, then the siege tanks will be able to deal their damage. And things that can hold are going to be units like the Thors and the Hellbats. Look at that. Oh, all those Ultras just splashing, and the only thing we lost was a singular Hellbat and all of that mess. Now, unfortunately, Annihilators will deal a significant amount of damage to our Thors, which is an indicator that we need more Hellbats, really. Hellbats and probably a few Goliaths mixed in. But first, let me get one more Thor for the cleanup on the Mirages. And then a lot more Hellbats here. Just litter the middle. Probably need to actually just slide these guys back to... let me slide these guys back. There we go. 1, 2... Did I misalign that? I think I did. Nope. He's just too fat to fit here. There we go. 1, 2... There we go. And that way we could fit a lot of Hellbats in here. Nice. And give him the armor upgrade. And we also want the +1 weapon range for the siege tanks. That way the siege tanks can siege from further back and be out of significant harm of any kind. But I'll get back to that one a little bit later. Oh yeah. Now the Mirages are stacking. And now we can really hit him with the anti-air attack. But first, let's try to take out these Annihilators before we lose everything on the ground. There we go. Okay, nothing but Mirages left. Time to clear them out of the sky. Well, and a couple respawning Zealots, but those things are always around. Here we go. Very good. Go, siege tanks. Honestly, we don't even need a whole lot of siege tanks. One of the strongest things about these siege tanks is, well, Swan siege tanks kind of hit the hardest. That's their thing. But what's nice about these siege tanks in particular in this brawl is they can just siege forever, because they don't have to worry about being at a specific range. That line keeps getting messed up by the spawning of the units. This is fun. The tanks are sieged, the Ultras are coming in, the Ultras are dying. Not gonna lie, I've seen a few people rage quit earlier, so I'm assuming that was a rage quit, though I have no indicator other than getting slaughtered. Was that the Kerrigan player? Tychus? Oh, that wasn't. But yes, this round is over. Honestly, this round is over the moment we brought out the laser drills. Like, this is it. GG. Alright, welcome back to round 2, where we're going to be bringing down some more lasers here and watching our poor opponents try to deal with it. Let's see, we're facing off against an Alarak, a Dahaka, and a Rainer. Oh my, that's going to be a lot of burned units. Okay, so let's see, we have Swan here starting Hellbats, and where are your other laser drills? This is fine. Okay, get this down, start going up to tech level 2. I do want to put down one Hellbat just to have it march across to claim our free middle bonus for bonus income. Looks like they haven't actually spawned anything in their first wave. We'll see what their Dahaka player starts with. I can tell just based on this visual that he hasn't actually picked his upgrades yet, which is fine, but he did spawn the Giant Lizard. And the Giant Lizard does not make it to the middle of the map. Not even close. Goodbye. And now my Hellbat gets to make it across without being consumed by Giant Lizard. This is fine by me. Now, I do notice that they haven't put any of their turrets down, which means we could very technically just march across with an army, but just switch out of lasers and just march across with an army and just destroy their photon cannon. Looks like they're starting to add them now, but we could have. We didn't. We could have. I always watch when players do that, because sometimes I'll just spawn a massive swell of Zerglings and just take their turret real quick if they've completely forgotten to put down their cannons. Always put down your defenses. Everyone has them. Except for Dahaka, kind of. He has to pay for his. Everyone else has free ones. Okay, so now we can get up to tech level 3. Let me get to tech level 3 first and get the upgrade on the extra damage upgrade on the laser drill, and then we'll take our next refinery. Although I could take the refinery now. An effective but douchey strategy. I mean, there's a lot of really cheesy strategies here. When you have effectively infinite range siege type units, you can get some mess ones. Like, what a lot of people don't know is that Goliaths actually have 8 range. But you ask, why do my Goliaths keep walking into range of the turret if they outrange the turret? Because the photon cannon only has 7. The reason is Goliaths only have a vision range of 7. So without having the ability without the fog of war being there to stop the vision from happening, you could literally just walk up with one Goliath and take down their photon cannon. Assuming you have all the range upgrades, because you have to get both range upgrades for your Goliaths. And now that we've started with 3/3 Goliaths, they do all that extra damage. Oh, these fire bats. Are any of them going to make it across? 50 damage. Oh, wow, he burned away super quick. You know what? This is fine. Let's go ahead and put you down here. And who spawned next? Ooh, Primal Roaches being healed by the Dahaka passive. Neat. All of them are gonna burn away to glorious laser fire. Alright, let's start doing this. I think let's make this even more infuriating by going for science vessel spam, because we can. I'll have the one Hellbat that just kind of sits there and distracts while their units burn away. Neat. How many? Let's go ahead and get all the upgrades first for these guys. Come on, come on. La-dee-ta. There we go. So, Alarak Wave has enough HP to survive the lasers, at least to make it across the map. I imagine it won't be strong enough to do much else, because it's dying horribly. Let's see. Oh, that's a lot of fire bats. So those will make it across, even if they're significantly damaged. Fortunately, they are going to die horribly under laser fire and also Goliath fire. I think that's going to be kind of the way this entire match goes. Just plenty of lasers burning everything down, and the poor enemy is just trying to survive and failing miserably. Oh, these Goliaths are going to survive. You know what that means? They're going to be within range of the photon cannon. Time to get some more damage done. Let's see, the Alarak Wave. No, the Alarak Wave will clean this up, unfortunately. But oh, it's so close. 58. 35. Just one more shot would have done it. If only I had a couple extra science vessels. There we go. Bring more science to the laser drills. Poor Alarak. He's just face tanking so much laser fire. Like, how do you even deal with this, guys? How do you deal with this cost effectively when all of your units at the first 5 minutes of the game just don't even make it to the middle of the map? This is nonsense is what this is. I wouldn't have it any other way. I didn't have the resources in time. Oh well. I'm actually really glad Green is going for Mr. Fangs is going for the earlier aggression. That way I can actually have some units to stack with my science vessels. And now that we have the irradiates going, ooh, that's going to be, the impalers are going to be another really good unit because they have a range of, what is it, 12? 11. They have a range of 11, which means that they can sit very, very far away and start dealing massive amounts of damage. And because they're cloaked, they can hide from us. Unfortunately, we have detectors. Rather, fortunately for us, we have detectors, and a lot of them. So they're not going to stay burrowed and cloaked for long. Right, looks like Cyan here has completed a construction. He went for the full eco, the full late game, everything. So he's going to be bringing out a lot of Thors, and he brought up 3 Thors at once, which is going to be a massive power swing in our favor, especially once they start stacking with our science vessels. You guys know how that works. The science vessels come out, everything gets locked down, and we just kind of wash across the field. But this time we have infinite range lasers to help us out, and that's kind of a lot. All of Dahaka's assistants has got taken down. Now Dahaka himself is going right. Oh, the massive range impaler is still around. Oh, there it is. Burn it down. He's got 2 of them now. Neat! All those primal hosts. Oh dear. He's got a... Do I want to go with a full line of science? I don't know if I want to go with a full line of science, though. Let's go with a full line of science. How could I even question? Yes. Look at all these stalkers. So stalkers don't deal bonus damage to light, which is one of the reasons why the science vessels are so strong versus the stalker kind of builds. Because stalkers just don't have that much DPS to begin with, and without their bonus DPS to the armored tag, then the stalkers are kind of lacking a lot of their potential firepower, and they'll just kind of hang on sitting on the science vessels for a long time, which is kind of what we want, because that means that the other units can actually sit around and do their damage. This one Hellbat taking so many hits. Alright. They have managed to slowly grind us backwards. Okay, it is past time for me to have Thors. Let's bring out the Thors. Bring down the heavy weapons. Are we really just gonna sit here and have the laser drills burn everything down? Dahaka just straight gave up on hitting these units. Oh, I can't get enough of this. And Alarak, all of his supplicants just vaporized under the firepower of the laser drill. Okay, let's get the Thors going. You guys saw how well they worked out last game. This time, instead of focusing down mirages, and we're not getting them for their air splash, we're getting them for their massive +3 weapons attack damage to individual units. They hit for 39 damage twice every 0.91 seconds, and that is a lot of damage. It's not even barred behind an armored tag. No, no, no. If you exist, the Thor's hammer will come for you. That's how it works. And oh boy, there's a lot of Zerg over here that needs to be shown the way with a Thor's hammer. There we go. Defense matrices coming out. Even our Hellbat is surviving and healing. It's being healed. Oh, for a moment I thought we lost it. Nope, that was Dahaka going away. The Hellbat just ate an entire Alarak charge, and he's fine with this. Now we have Thor support coming in. We're stacking Thors with my Thors. The science vessels are still going strong. We lost like 1, I think, to a Devour ability from Dahaka. Can we get a second one of these in time? Let's see, that's going to be 5 times 9. Oh, yes, we will be able to get a second one. There we go. Neat. We're going to have stacking science vessels too. This is going to be really good. I do not foresee their photon cannon surviving this, because all of his units, or at least all of his major damage dealing units here, they all outrange the photon cannon. So we're not actually going to walk into range of the photon cannon before just starting to burn it down here. Yep, there it is. The only thing that would normally cause it to get into range is the lack of vision. This is why you'll see me sometimes scan the enemy photon cannon or Nexus. That way my siege units don't have to unsiege, get within seriously close range of the enemy cannon, and watch them die horribly. No, no, no. With with the fog of war removed, we don't have to scan anymore. We could just watch it happen. Oh, another thing, destroyers. Another unit that deals bonus damage to armored and not bonus damage to light. So those science vessels will just sit there healing everything forever. However, this is a lot of fire bats, and Thor's they do well versus the high armored units like the fire bats. However, that is a lot of fire bats. Get a couple more Thors here. Did I get both down in time? I did. They're cutting it real. Laser drills going to town. I kind of want this as a screenshot here. A little bit right there. Isn't it beautiful? Beautiful. There you don't even have units to target anymore because they slaughtered them all. The only reason the laser drills have stopped their firing is because there's nothing more to target. That's actually ridiculous. All right, now my wave will come in here to try to clean this up. Unfortunately, we lost a lot of the stack, so my wave is not going to be as powerful as it would have been in the stack. It's the force multiplier is broken. However, we will survive long enough for the reinforcing Thors to arrive, and that should start to really end it here. No more weekly brawl this week. Well, I'm having a lot of fun with this one. If you guys try this for yourselves, I definitely recommend going Swan because, well, there's a lot of lasering to be had. We need more sacrifices to the laser gods. Oh dear. Oh, I never even got these. Don't even need them. Or this. Didn't even need it. That's how strong this is, boys. And that was our coverage of the weekly brawl for this week. And make sure to hit that subscribe button so that you guys can keep up to date with the latest and greatest Direct Strike videos. But for now, I'll see you guys later.